welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn. We're here, we do all things beauty. And today I'm so excited for this video. It is one I've never done before. I'm more excited for this one than my first impressions, which if you know, you know I love those because that's me trying out new makeup and giving my first impression thoughts to you guys. But here I asked you guys on my community post and on my socials, any tips and tricks on applying your makeup. And I do apologize that it's taken forever to get this video done for you guys. But here we finally are, and I'm going to apply my makeup using your tips and tricks. There are definitely quite a few that I'm very curious about. One in particular on blending out your concealer. Another one was placement of it. I've never placed my concealer in this spot. It's a spot under your eyes. So I'm excited for all of it. So I'm just really excited. So we're gonna dive on in, grab a snack, grab a drink, and if you're doing your makeup, go ahead and grab your brushes and your makeup. All right, so our first trick is using setting powder. Very first thing, the tip and trick comment said don't use any primer before or after the powder. You're going to apply powder straight onto your bare skin after skincare. So I've let my skincare sit in for probably about an hour by now, and I'm a little sticky just because of the sunscreen I have on. We're definitely doing Glowy. That Naturium sunscreen, you guys, is amazing. But we should be good. It should still work. So we're just going to apply it, and then we will let it sit for a minute, and then we will go ahead. Typically, I don't do my brows before foundation. When I do brows, lately I haven't been doing them. So if you've noticed, in first impressions, I haven't had many or any brow products because I'm trying to let them naturally grow, and it's finally working. I haven't done a lot of plucking of them. I think I plucked my brows when I was younger a little too much, and now they just stopped growing. Like, they're growing a little. So I'm just naturally letting them grow out. But we're gonna, while we're letting that powder soak in, because it did say to give it a few minutes to set in, we are gonna do the tips and tricks of brows, and then we'll go in with our foundation. But I'm gonna use my Kohl powder, because this commenter said that this will give your skin such a nice, depending on what powder you use. So if you're going in with a matte powder, it's going to give you a very nice matte base no matter what product you put on top of it, and it's going to help your makeup last longer. But I want a nice, flawless, blurred complexion today. So this Kohl is so amazing, you guys. This is my holy grail powder. I've searched and searched for a good powder, being a 30, almost 38-year-old woman with, I would say, aging skin. I'm not old, but I put myself in the aging skin category because I'm hitting my 40s. I've got a little bit of fine lines, wrinkles, my forehead moves. So as you guys can see, I have no work whatsoever done on my body in any form, which power to you if you do. That's amazing. I've thought about it, but I haven't done it yet. And I have dry skin. So I have searched and searched for a really good powder. I have some powders that I do enjoy. However, I never found one to be a holy grail until this one. It's just so smoothing, so blurring. I love it. Like, I've had a hard time putting it down. So we just put a little bit on our brush here, and we're just gonna go in. And I was told in that comment, just a light dusting. So I'm not using a lot, and then I am tapping off that excess as well. And we're just gonna apply all over, and it's supposed to help the longevity as well. But look how smoothing and blurring my skin is looking with this powder. It's definitely doing a good job of that. I feel like it's slightly a mattifying powder, but not like a flat matte. So it's mattifying, and it definitely blurs and smooths, but it's not flat matte, and I don't like a flat matte powder. So I'm obsessed with this powder. I highly recommend it to everybody, no matter what type of skin type you are. I feel like it will work great for everyone. All right, so we just have a light layer on. We're not going to put any on the neck because our foundation we are using matches pretty darn well. So I don't plan to put foundation on the neck today. But we will go back in with that when we set our under eyes. But look at the smooth blurredness. So I definitely think it looks great like this. But we shall see the longevity, and we shall see what it looks like when we apply our foundation over it. So for brows, these are the only two brow products I have, and I've said it so many times that I need to go get a new NYX one or go get a new brow pencil, because I always think I'm almost out, and then when I go to use it again, it works. Like, I still have product. I swear to God, that NYX one never, excuse me, never ends. And then we have the Milani Clear Brow. So the commenter, which this is almost out too, I do have a new brow product coming from the drugstore for us to try out. Said to go in first with your gel, your clear gel. You don't want a tinted gel. So you're going to be using a tint or a clear gel and then a pencil. And this will help the pencil just stick to the hairs a lot easier, is what the commenter said. Never really thought about going in with the gel first. I always thought go in with my pencil and then the gel will hold the pencil together. And so I'm just combing these up. This is a good brow gel. I definitely don't. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay them a little bit flat, but it's a little bit fluffy at the same time. But I don't have a lot of expertise in gels or even brow pencils, just so you know, since, like I said, I don't use a lot of them. All right, and then they said when you go in with your pencil, you're going to start in the middle and work your way to the tail. I like, though, to outline first. So we're going to outline real quick. And I just outline because I do have sparse hairs right here in the middle. So I'm just lightly outlining underneath. And this pencil is too light. So if it's looking like that on camera, that's why. I assume this would be a good color based off of the description and the swatch. And then when I got it home, I realized it was way too light of a brown. It actually has a lot of red in it, which I wouldn't think it did based off of the color description. But I'm someone who I don't like to waste product. So I just went with it. You can't tell from far away. I think up close you might be able to. So I just outlined the bottom and it kind of fills in the bottom a little. And then they said to start in the middle and just fill in the sparse hairs in the middle and work your way to that tail. Okay. Yeah. I think that works well to have that gel in there first. Okay. I like more of a messy type of brow when I do them. I don't necessarily like the boxy brow look. But yeah, this works great. Like, I feel like it's definitely holding in those brows. So, okay. That's good. That's a good tip. So far, so good. Two for two, right? Both are working really well. They're a little filled in, but I don't feel like they're boxy because they're still a little bit lifted. And if anything, you could always go in with the brow gel again if you wanted to lift them, or even a spoolie. All right, so now we're gonna dive in, let's see here, with our complexion product. And today we are going to use my Lancome Care and Glow. I absolutely love this. And there was a tip and trick that had to do with applying your foundation. I somewhat do this, but I don't fully commit to it. So the tip was to apply with your finger. Now I will take it like any complexion product, but I will take it and I will start pretty much applying it. I will get it on my face and get it kind of set to where I want it. Then I'll go in with my brush or sponge. I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to go in with my sponge just to make sure everything is cohesively blended in. But I will try my best to blend it in as much as possible, if that makes sense. Like, make sure it's all blended in with my finger more than I typically would. And I always take a paper towel and squeeze out my beauty blender. So I always have a cup of water here when I do my videos, and I will take that beauty blender and squeeze it out. But they also said to start your product more towards the back. That may be a little too much, but we shall see. And blend it up. I think I need this. And then work your way into the middle that you want most of your... Okay, sorry, I had to concentrate around the brow there. I guess when you are doing your brows first, like we just did, it's actually a good idea to use your finger because you can get more control on going around your brow and not messing them up. That's why I don't, when I am doing my brows, I don't do my brows first. Okay. But they said you want most of your coverage kind of towards the back, and then you can build up. It said that if you need more coverage in other areas, you can build up. But I feel like that looks really, really good. So we got that pretty much blended with our fingers, but I am going to go ahead and go in with my sponge just to make sure it's cohesively blended in. And then we will go on to the other side and do the same. I'll go ahead and speed up though the other side just because you guys have already seen it being done on this side. But look at that, you guys. I feel like applying that powder to our bare skin as pretty much like a primer. We use that powder as a primer. Holy cow. My skin, I mean, this is a beautiful foundation anyways, but without just the powder, without the foundation, powder and foundation, my skin looks flawless. What do you guys think? I love that tip. Like, I'm so excited to continue to try these tips that I've tried so far. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and speed the video up. All right, guys, so the next one is about bronzer and blush. Now, I didn't really have a lot of tips and tricks for that other than I was told to apply my bronzer and my blush, more so my blush before my concealer, because then when I go in, if, you know, I just haphazardly, kind of messily put on the blush, the concealer will clean it up. So we're gonna try that. If you notice, we're also doing complexion before eyes because I was also told a tip and trick for hooded eyes, so I want to try out that. And then kind of an eyebrow and hooded eye tip and trick was to clean up your eyebrows right here with a little bit of concealer, because then that gives you a little bit more hooded space, and then it kind of cleans the brows up too. So if you got a little messy with your brow product, you can clean up. And when I look in the mirror, I didn't notice until doing my brows, I definitely have some hair right here, which can interrupt me being able to do my eye look if I'm doing it the way that I was told here, because it is a little bit of a different placement too than how I normally do. And as you can see, I have hooded eyes, but I do have some eye space. Like, you can see my lids. I know some people have such bad hooded eyes where you can't see their lids. You can see my lid space. All right, so we're gonna apply blush and bronzer. We're gonna first go in with bronzer, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed this part up of the video as well, just because there isn't much of a tip and trick of it besides placing it before concealer. And one thing I was told, which I already do, a lot of people commented that since they're in their mid-30s, early 30s, like someone said they're 33, they have started to apply bronzer and blush higher up instead of bringing, especially the blush. It was more of a blush comment than a contour or bronzer comment. Instead of bringing it down all the way on the cheeks, they only bring their blush to about here. So just a little tip of apples of the cheeks when you smile to about here. That way it's not bringing your face down, because as we get older, our face just automatically soups down, you know, just everything falls as you get older. So that was really the only tips and tricks for blush and bronzer I was given. And I already applied mine a little bit higher for that same reason as it is. But we're going to go ahead and speed this part up just because this isn't much of a tip and trick that's different for me. I went ahead and applied everything off camera, sped up part of video. We used the ColourPop bronzing stick and La Jolla Cove. I really like this. It's nice and creamy. Reminds me a lot of the Rare Beauty. And then for blush, we use my Makeup Forever Artist blush in Limitless Berry. I'm still playing around with this to see how much to use and my final thoughts on it, because this is new to me and it's very pigmented, but I do like it. And see how it doesn't bring us down And if you notice, I know it was fast because I sped it up, but I also apply my blush kind of where you would also have your highlighter. And then you can still put your highlighter. We still have our cheekbone right there. You can still apply it. And I went ahead and after I did the bronzer, it was off camera. I had to get off camera real quick, so I didn't put this in the speed up part of the video because I had to go use the bathroom. A little FYI, a little TMI. So I went ahead and just off camera set my bronzer, that way I can, and then where I was also setting the blush just so we weren't sticky. We will go ahead and set the rest of our face because I feel like with this foundation you can lightly set, like if I'm gonna wear this foundation and I'm not just gonna set my T-zone, but I'm gonna set everything because I'm taking a walk after this video, so I don't want all this to melt off because we're in 100-degree heat right now. We're actually in a heat wave warning. It's been 101 and 102 here the last few days. It's gonna be the same today. I'm crazy because I'm taking 2 walks a day on my days off, which was yesterday and today my days off from work because this is not my job. This is just a fun thing for me to do. And whew, it's hot. I'm crazy to take the 2 walks, but I'm doing it because I'm trying to lose the weight. Anyways, so when I want to just lightly set, but not like really affect the look and of my complexion of my foundation, I will use a brush compared to a powder puff. So that's why we're using a brush today, because I still want that natural, you know, lit from within look that this beautiful foundation gives me. I love this foundation. House Labs Triclone used to be my #1 until I found this baby, and now she's my #1 foundation. Anyways, so that's what we did, and now we are going to do concealer, and I'm excited for this one because I've not seen anybody use this tool to apply their concealer. I'm sure people out there do, 100% sure people do, but I have yet to see it. And I do see people apply their concealer in the spot that I'm about to. And I went ahead and also off camera applied my e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. And I think I have it in peach. I don't know if there's a shade on here, but it's the lighter tone one. It's so beautiful. And I just apply it right here on the inner corners because that's where I have the most darkness, and it brightens up the under eyes, and it does do a little bit of color correcting as well. All right, so for concealer, we're gonna use my Lancome All Over Concealer. This is perfect for mature skin and dry skin. Okay, so my commenter said to apply it a little bit lower, and that's why you also notice I didn't powder right here when, well, I powdered right there when we first put it on, but I guess you guys didn't see that powder. It was off camera, never mind. I didn't powder right there because we're putting this on. We will finish powdering in a minute once we do this, because then we'll powder the under eyes and then we'll get into our eyeshadow. But instead of right here, which is where I typically will apply it, we're gonna apply it right there. And then right here, okay? So just right under that blush right here, and then right here. And then we're gonna go one at a time. Dry powder puff. A dry powder puff. Like, I hope this goes well. The commenter that commented about this, you said it works wonderful for you, that you always use this. So I hope it goes well for me. So we're going to blend this out. I will still go over with my sponge because just listen, because I do like to still go, no matter what, even if I use a concealer brush, I will still go over with my sponge, not under my eyes, but right where the concealer and the foundation meets, just to make sure it cohesively blends together. So I'm still gonna do that, but we're not gonna go under the eyes with the sponge because we're giving this a full effect. Like, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the placement because I've never placed it lower. So I wonder, the commenter said, and I will leave these on the screen as we're doing them, like what the comments were, what the tips were. But they said that, I'll probably condense them down because some of them were pretty long. Pretty much it prevents less creasing because you're first applying, as you guys will see, we're gonna blend it out up this way, and then you will go up with very less product, which I do that in a way already, but not with a powder puff. And I apply it directly right here under my eyes where my creasing already is. So that gives product to sit there and set in my creases. So I'm very curious. So let's go in. Let's do this. And the other side, I'll also speed up just because we've already seen this being done on this side. Okay. Yeah. This is applying really nicely with this puff. Like, I never thought to apply with a puff. Okay, and a dry puff at that. And these powder puffs from Face Made, you can get on Amazon, you guys, and they're wonderful. You don't need to go spend $10, $15, $20 on a puff. Do I want to try the Real Technique one? Yes, but I've also heard it's not as like fluffy and soft and bouncy as these, so I haven't tried it out. Okay. So there is the concealer and no concealer. I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful product anyways. Wow. Okay. Now we're just going to take this and I'm just going to blend, like I said, where I always do, just to make sure it cohesively blends. Wow. I will continue to try it this way. Will I do it this way every time? Probably not. I'm a creature of habit, to be honest, guys. But this is amazing. I never thought a dry powder puff would blend a concealer so wonderfully. Like, we're looking amazing, you guys. Your tips are giving me mind-blowing tips. You guys, I mean, you guys are giving me flawless makeup right now. Thank you to everybody, by the way, who submitted their requests, like, or their tips and tricks. I definitely will be using all of these throughout applying my makeup because that's amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and do the other side, and I'm going to set the under eyes, and then we will hop into our eyeshadow, which I'm excited for. I think the ones I was the most excited for was the concealer, if you couldn't tell, eyeshadow, and then the tip and trick of the powder under our complexion products, like on our bare skin, the first tip we did, because we're looking amazing today. Yay. Okay, I'm going to speed it up. So the first thing now we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this concealer, not very much at all, and we're going to do the cleanup tip under our brows. So I'm just taking this pencil from ColourPop, and we're just going to very lightly carve out, oh, wrong side. That's why I was like, where's the product? Carve out, and we're using the same concealer, our brows, and they said to bring it up to like your hairline. So we're going to go right under and then just bring it up, and it's going to clean everything up for the brows, and it's going to clean up anything to be able to do our hooded eye look. Okay, so we shall see. I feel like that definitely cleaned up the brow for sure. It definitely cleaned up that brow. So I'm excited to see if it works for the hooded eye as well. So I'm just taking the brush and just a little bit that's on my applicator here, my doe foot applicator of my concealer, because I don't feel like you need a lot, is what I'm doing, and then putting it on the brush. And then very ever so slightly, just bringing it this way. It didn't say anything about powdering this down, but I would assume you probably should. So we will powder it down as well. But that does set, actually let's not, because that concealer really, I feel like personally for me, I don't have to always set it under my eyes, because it does set pretty well on its own, but because I'm taking that walk is why I set it. And that was just a little bit. All right, so we've cleaned up the brows. Now we have our eyes and then lips. And there really wasn't much for mascara. There was one, and we're gonna try it. I've tried this tip a couple times, and I don't personally like it just because I have very sensitive, watery eyes. And it's a tip on applying your mascara, so we shall see. Another one was curling your lashes, which we all know I started doing that. I was just so scared of an eyelash curler. This one isn't bad. It's from e.l.f. It was the first one I purchased, so I just wanted to get one inexpensive. It does pinch my skin a lot, so if you guys have a really good one, I don't care if it's high-end or not. I will pay extra. I will pay more for it to not pinch my skin. because it does hurt sometimes. Anyways, we're going to use the All Matte e.l.f. one, and then we're going to go in with this Rare Beauty eyeshadow stick. I'm still trying to play around with this because as you guys saw in my first impressions, if you didn't, go watch that video. In my first impressions video, I tried this out for the first time and I didn't like it. I don't understand the hype behind it. Not everybody's gonna love every product, so I get that. All right, so I'm using these amazing Rare Beauty eye set brushes. So they just had their 4-year anniversary sale like a week or so ago, and I got their bronzer brush. Love that for bronzer, love it. I haven't tried it for like setting all over the face with powder. I think it would be a good one for that too, but I absolutely love it for my powder bronzer. And then I got their hooded small eye brush set. I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed. So we're gonna take the 202 and we're gonna go in it was more so of placement than colors and everything. So I just want to go in with just a very simple light shade. So we're going to go in with this shade here, right here. And to start out, and then the placement it was interesting because they said to look straight in your mirror, have your chin down to start with, and then chin up, look up, and you they did mention having like a primer, but I've never had an issue even having the somewhat, or I should say somewhat, because they are pretty hooded. I have all this skin right here that drips down, but some people have more hooded eyes than I do. I've never had a problem with my makeup lasting throughout the day. So I'm not going to use a primer, but that is a good tip for people who have oily eyelids or people who have the hooded or smaller eyes or not much eye space and their makeup doesn't last throughout the day. Mine seems to last. My makeup seems to last. So there you have it. That was another tip. I just don't need to use that one, so we're not going there. I don't have an eye primer because I don't have that issue. But you want to look straight in your mirror, chin up, and I used to place it like right above this natural crease of mine right here, but we're placing it way here, like under my brow bone. So let's go, trying to figure a good way so you guys can see it, but so I can see in my mirror. All right, so chin up, and they said just until you get the placement and then you can put it down. Okay, and back and forth. Windshield wiper motions was the comment. And you don't want anything to drag down. So then they said to start just going like this, just blending it out. Just, you want a diffuse look, the comment said. So you're just ever so slightly going very lightly. You always want to be very lightly. They also said that. It was a really good long comment. So like I said, I'll condense down the long ones, but it was very informational. So I so much appreciate that. So that is one thing they said. You want to always go very lightly on your eyelids, which I agree. But then ever so slightly, just kind of wean it out, like up towards your brow. Okay. Okay, not bad. Let's go ahead and apply just a little bit more. I don't know if I like this orangish shade, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go chin up, head up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tilt my head a little. That might help, and then we're bringing it out. Oh yeah, see? See how it's like diffused out like that? I like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and do normal blending, and then we're gonna go in with one more color. However, the comment also said first place like your first, almost like transition shade, but this was more of the lighter shade out of some of them, even though it is kind of darker. See how that's diffused out like that? That's pretty. I like that. But they said to go in with your shimmer color next. And I usually just leave it right on this lid, but they said to bring it up to where my natural crease is. So we are going to do that. I don't know what to think of this stick still, you guys. If you have these eyeshadow sticks from Rare Beauty and you like them, can you please tell me what my problem is? Because for me, I feel like they tug on my skin. As you can see as I'm doing this, it's tugging. And I don't like that. Like I've said, your skin on your eyelid is very thin and sensitive. And I don't like the tugging at all. I feel like they're not as creamy as I was hoping. And I know so many people are loving them. And I've also tried like applying it and then taking a brush and blending it out, because I also feel like it just doesn't look like a smooth application. Like it's just, I don't like it. I don't like the application with it, but I wanted to keep using it because I haven't put it in my speed reviews yet because I haven't had enough time to get a full thought. So any chance I get, I'm going to use it. And the problem is I don't want to reach for it. So I haven't been reaching for it. All right, so now we're going to now apply just a little bit right up on that natural crease of mine. See, we got a little bit up above that. I just don't like this shadow stick. And I feel like when I blend it with a brush, it just blends out. I don't know. I don't like it too much. I don't know what else to say about it. I need some help, you guys. I need you guys to tell me what's amazing about them. I feel like they're really drying. Melanie has some that I've heard. I mean, just see how like uneven it looks. I don't like it. Maybe it's the color. Maybe I need to get a different color because I feel like that color is actually bringing my eyes down. We're trying to lift my eyes up because of having the hooded eyes. Maybe it's the color. What do you guys think? I feel like when I don't have anything on the lid on this eye, my eye looks more open. It brings it down more on that eye. Maybe it is the color. It might be the color. All right, now we're gonna go in. We use this shade. We're gonna go in with this brown shade right here. And we're gonna apply it on top of the one we just did. And we're gonna do the same application. Tap off the excess, lift the eye, same application, the back and forth method, and then blending it outward. So now that my eye has the placement, I can kind of bring it down. I do kind of like keeping my eye up though. And they did say it's going to be messy at first until you kind of get everything blended in together. And then you can take a big fluffy brush and blend the outer edges. Okay. I like this. I don't like the Rare Beauty part of it, but as far as the e.l.f. shadows, it looks beautiful. And then we're just blending it out a little. Okay. I think it looks really pretty and diffused. I really do like it. I don't like the Rare Beauty, but I honestly think I don't have one to blend it. We're going to take this brush and we're going to just blend the edges real quick. Maybe it's just the color. So I don't know. I don't like it. That's all I have to say. I don't like it. All right, I'm going to speed it up and do the other eye, and then we will come back. I'm going to go ahead and just curl the lashes offline, and then we'll come back and we'll do the mascara tip and trick. Okay, guys, we have 2 more tips. Now, I'm using the Give Beauty. I got this in a smaller size. I love the ball on this because it helps get my outer corners. I curled my lashes, but that eye curler for some reason is not curling them very well, especially more so the outer one. So this ball is really going to help lift that. I love this mascara. Once I use it up and a few others, because I do have a few others I need to get used up, then I'm definitely going to purchase the full size. I love that eye tip. Look at that, you guys. It definitely diffused the outer part here. And there's other things you can do with it, but it just was more of giving me tips and tricks for basic, simple, easy, fast, and quick eyeshadow look for hooded eyes. But I love it. The only thing I'm not loving, like, says that Rare Beauty stick. I don't think I like it. I'm trying to decide if I feel like it's worth it to spend the money to pick up a lighter shade and try it in a different color. It might just be the color, but thankfully I feel like with the tips that I use to apply my matte shades in my crease, it's definitely lifting my eyes a little, because if I would have applied my shadow the normal way that I normally do, I feel like my eyes would look really droopy and not very much space and very hooded because of the darkness on the crease. I might go ahead. No, I'm going to leave it. I was going to say I might go ahead and apply like a shimmer in the outer corners to try to lift the eyes, but we're going to leave it because this is a tips and trick. It's nothing against that tip because I'm obsessed with this tip and the placement of where I place my shadow and blending it out up towards my brows. Like, I'm 100% going to do my shadow that way from now on. That was such a great tip. It's the Rare Beauty. But like I said, I wanted to play around with it some more again. And I thought about trying to blend it out again with a brush, but I feel like when I blend it out with a brush, because I feel like the color is just too much color right there. Like, just, but when I blend it out, it blends out to like nothing. So I feel like I can't blend it out with a brush. I'm telling you guys, if you've used this Rare Beauty stick, comment below your thoughts, how you apply it. If you think it's just the color, let me know, because I don't know if it's worth it. Milani has some. I don't know how new they are, and I've thought about picking them up and trying them because I love Milani. So we'll see. Okay, so for mascara, like I said, I've done this a couple times. I don't seem to like it too much, mainly because I have sensitive eyes, but they said to pretty much close your eyes, use the wand and go at the base and curl up. And I've done this a few times, and it is a good tip and it works. However, I have such watery, sensitive eyes. It really messes with my eyes. You guys probably will see here in a second. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to use the ball to get the outer. So we're going to first apply it just right there. Just set it right there. Close the eye. Yeah, see? And this is kind of a rubbery. But see how it did. It lifted. I got a little bit under the eyes, but that's okay. I mean, it got all of my lashes pretty much. So it is a good tip. It's just, yeah, there goes the watery. My eyes are just so sensitive. But then I'm going to take this tip of this ball and I'm just going to get the outer lashes, because these outer lashes are driving me crazy today. They are not curling. Like I said, it's not a bad curler. If you're in a pinch, that e.l.f. one isn't bad, but I don't know. I need a better one because it does pinch and then it just did not curl well at all. All right, so now we're going to do it over here as well. Close the eyes, and then it just gets all of your lashes at once, and it does do a great job of lifting them as well. So now I'm just going to take this, switch my hands, and take the ball and do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to coat those lashes. I don't think my lashes are going to look the best today because the curl did not curl very well. And it's not this mascara, because this mascara is absolutely amazing. I've used this mascara a lot. So I really don't think it's the mascara. I think it was the fact those lashes did not curl well with that curler. I definitely need a new one. So if you guys have any good, inexpensive, expensive ones, I don't care at this moment. I just need a new one. All right, so our last tip and trick. I do like that one, by the way. Thank you for that tip and trick. I've tried it before. I'm letting that dry under the eyes, and then we're going to brush it off. I do like it. I've tried it. It's a very easy, quick, get your eyelashes done. It does a great job of lifting. I don't know if you guys can see on camera. It definitely is lifted my lashes a little. I don't know if you can see it because the darkness of the Rare Beauty color might be kind of distracting for the eyes. But I have very watery, sensitive eyes. So that's why I stopped doing it. It was one that I was doing for, I think I did it like 2 or 3 times. And then, of course, curling your lashes. All right, now the last one is our lips. And I'm just going to rub off any of the lip product I had on, which by the way, before going on camera, I put on the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm. I love those. I have mine in Honeydew. I need to pick up more flavors. And the products we're going to use for lips is the Sephora Mini Lip Liner, and then the Hard Candy Glosstopia and Pink Paradise. It's more of a clear with a little tint of a pink, but I was told to pair a lip liner with a clearer gloss. I think this is the most clearest gloss I have. That's why I chose it, and I love this gloss. I need to get a new one because, well, she's almost gone. But this one I think is in my darker shade. It's light brown, but it's darker. And they said to go with a dark brown and overline the lips, and then you're going to put the gloss everywhere else, and it gives like a nice natural everyday look, but it gives a nice lifted look to your lips as well. I don't normally, honestly, wear a liner with my lip glosses, my lip oils, my lip balms. I normally just apply them and that's good. I do have kind of smaller lips, but I feel like they're also pretty big. I don't feel like I need to overline them or really do anything extra to them. I had a hard time talking and I do my lips. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm gonna line the inner corner as well. Like fill it in. Okay, so we have it lined with this, and then we're gonna go in with our gloss, and then that's it. We are done with our tips and tricks. I'll go over which ones were my top 3, and then I'll let you guys go. I feel like this was a very long video. Hopefully not too long for you guys. I apologize if it is. I tried to make it shorter by speeding up certain parts, doing stuff off camera that doesn't have to do with the tips. But I wanted to share close to a full face tip and trick. Okay. I actually think that does a really good job. The comment said that it helps lift and fill your lips, like to give you more of a bigger, plumpier lip. I feel like that did that. The gloss also, I kind of feel like does it. But I think doing the darker liner and overlining and then having that gloss on, like a clear gloss. Nice tip. Nice tip. Thank you. All right, guys. So that is everything. Real quick, we're going to go over my top 3 that I enjoyed. I will say definitely the concealer. I feel like applying it with a powder puff, I just never would have thought. And I feel like it blends it so good. Blends it just as good as a sponge. A brush, maybe even better, depending on the sponge and the brush you're using. I'm so excited to keep using that tip and doing it with different concealers, but very much impressed with that one. Another one that I really enjoyed was the powder. Like I said, I'm going on a walk here when I'm done with this video, cleaning up everything. I'll be going for a walk soon. So we're definitely going to put it to the test on the wear test of how my complexion stays on place, having the powder on my bare skin, putting my foundation on, and then setting it with a light layer. They did say in the comment they also set with a very light layer, but you don't have to, they also said. But we went ahead and did it that way as well. Really, really like that. Never would have thought about it. And not only that, but it made our skin smooth. Like it smoothed over any of my texture. So putting my foundation on, I felt like went on very, very easily. And I do like the blending in with your fingers. I went a little bit further than I normally do. A lot of times I'll just place it where I want it and then start blending out with my sponge. I don't do that too often because I don't like the feeling of my hands all dirty. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I felt like it made it really easy to blend, and definitely because of doing brows first, it made it easier to place the product and blend the product out without messing up my brows. So I do like that part of the foundation complexion tip as well. And then my third one is the eyes. I really, really like the placement of going right under that brow bone. You can still see, I'm hoping it's coming off on camera. It may not be easy to see because of the Rare Beauty. I feel like I'm dogging on Rare Beauty in this video, and I'm trying not to, because you know what? This is the first product of hers I haven't liked. So I was really amazed. I thought I would really like that product. But again, it might be the color, so please leave your thoughts down below, you guys. But placing it right under that brow bone instead of where I used to, you can still see the color. And it's just, and then the whole blending it out like that towards the brows, it just gives such a beautiful, diffuse, soft look. That's what I like about it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, soft, diffuse look instead of just almost like a messy look. So I'm definitely taking that tip and doing my eyes this way from now on. Absolutely love it. All right, guys, so that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for submitting your tips and tricks. This was so fun. I've taken away so many different ways now on how to do my makeup, and going forward, I will be using a lot of these tips. I so much appreciate it, you guys. I love you, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button. I'd love to have you a part of my YouTube family over here. I do this as a fun hobby for me. I love makeup. I'm a mother of 2 teenage daughters. I have a husband. I have animals. I have a full-time job. So this is my getaway, and I have met some amazing people on here. So I love you guys, and I'll leave my socials down below, and you guys can check me out over there as well. I do more beauty content over there, skincare content, and I will be incorporating more skincare into my videos over here, and we will be incorporating some fashion like I used to. My older videos, I had a lot of fashion, but we will start doing that once I get some weight off of this body. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you here very soon. Bye.